All right, here we are with Dr. Richard Gross again, and he's going to keep telling us a story about another mission he flew on as a
Yeah,
B-29 navigator.
yeah. My scariest mission was the fourth mission. Uh, on the first two missions, they were still the original high altitude daylight missions, and then it was decided that low level uh, incendiary missions were the way to end the war because the high altitude daylight missions uh, were not not particularly successful for the most part. They were only destroying small parts of the enemy. So so the new general took over and decided that low-level incendiary missions would just burn down all the Japanese cities, and so from then on, that's what most of the missions were, except the one that I previously just related, which is I think 15,000 feet was the altitude of that mission.
Yeah.
This on this mission, the first incendiary mission was against Tokyo, and all the veteran crews were assigned to that one, so I was not there. And it was very successful because the Japanese didn't expect it. The second one was against, no, I guess we were on the second one. It was against Nagoya. We were on that one, and it also caught the Japanese by surprise, and was fairly easy. So my next mission would have been my fourth, was against Osaka, and we had a camera on the radar. So I navigated up there. Of course, we were all alone. Each plane had to get to the target and drop bombs on its own. So I was congratulating myself on a beautiful job of navigating and coming right over the city. And I have pictures on my scrapbook to show exactly how we did it. There were wharfs out in the harbor that stood out on the radar. So we went right just where we were supposed to be, and we dropped our bombs over the city. I still remember the horrible stench where the bomb bay doors were open. At that time, I attributed it to the fact that the Japanese cities were quite old and mostly of wood, and I attributed it to the wood burning. Actually, probably it was more serious than that, and probably was burning flesh from the intense fires that were in these really packed Japanese cities. But anyway, we dropped our bombs right where we were supposed to, and almost immediately after dropping our bombs and fortunately getting the bomb bay doors closed, we hit one of these heat thermals, which knocked our plane into a steep dive down to the left. And I said to myself, "Oh, this is it. We're going down." And we were. Everything on the left side of the plane, which is where I was, and the pilot's instrument went out. My instruments went out. Fortunately, after a minute or two, the co-pilot was able to get control because they were dual control, and the co-pilot still had his controls. So he was able to gradually pull us out of this really steep dive. So we pulled out. We were probably about 2,000 or 3,000 feet, and headed right back to the fires. So it was a very, very scary mission. But we pulled up to probably 15,000 feet and got out of there as quickly as we could and made it home. So but I felt very lucky to be alive.
Wow. Well, now, during the whole time this was happening, particularly when you were down low over the fires, did you ever look out the window to see what was going on down below?
Oh yeah, sure. The fires were, the fires were. The fires were blazing. It was the whole city was on fire. It was. It was very scary. I hated to see it because, but that was the mission. So we made it back home all right, and that's the mission that's written up in my Distinguished Flying Cross Award. Different members of the crew told the story slightly differently from me, so it's written up differently in the mission report and the citation report for the Distinguished Flying Cross.
So everybody has a different view of it, but
Yeah, everybody in the plane had a slightly different view of it. The tail gunner got knocked around a bit, got a big gash in his head, but not enough to get a Purple Heart because it wasn't due to enemy action. So anyway.
okay. Well, I'll stop recording this one, and then we can pick up with another story.
Okay.
Okay, hold on.